everyone. Today I'm going to tell something about one of the important periods of English literature, Victorian Age. So without delaying further, let's get started. Victorian era was the period of Queen Victoria's reign. Alexandrina Victoria, who was born on 24th May 1819, was the Queen of United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland from 20 June 1837 until her death. Her reign of 63 years and 7 months was longer than that of any of her predecessors. Victoria's father was Prince Edward, Duke of Kent and Strathern, the fourth son of the reigning king of the United Kingdom, George III. At birth, Victoria was the fifth in the line of succession after the four eldest sons of her grandfather, George III. After the death of her father and two of her uncles, the throne passed to the next surviving uncle, William. On 20 June 1837, Victoria was awoken and informed that her uncle, King William IV, had died during the night, and now she will become the Queen of England, as she had no surviving brother or cousin to reign. Immediately she was made the Queen of England. At the time of Victoria's accession, the government was led by the Whig Prime Minister, Lord Melbourne. Queen Victoria often relied on him for advice. Warm-hearted and lively Victoria was a natural diarist and kept a regular journal throughout her life. And after she was crowned in a 5-hour-long ceremony, this is what she recorded in her diary. "I shall ever remember this day as the proudest of my life." Victorian age witnessed two strong political parties, the Whigs and the Tories or Conservatives, who dominated the political field throughout the Victorian reign. If there was any single belief that characterized the Victorian era, it was Christian belief. Yet this was also an age of major scientific progress and discovery. For instance, Charles Darwin's The Origin of Species was the most revolutionary scientific work of this age. The Victorian age witnessed the significant reform of the political system. The Three Reform Act extended the right to vote to any man, from property owner to settled male tenant and even agricultural labourers. In the year 1834, slavery was banned in British colonies and many slaves were freed. In the year 1840, Victoria marries her first cousin, Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg Gotha. The Factory Act limited the working hours for the factory workers and banned women and children under 10 working in mines. Victorian performance and print culture were rich and varied, a blend of melodrama, spectacle, and morality. There were hundreds of magazines and newspapers available at ever cheaper prices. Novels were a key feature of Victorian print culture. All social classes could afford and read novels. Victorian age was the golden period for novels. In this era, the novels flourished. The novels of this age were realistic, thickly plotted, crowded with characters, and very long. Novelists like Charles Dickens and William Makepeace Thackeray picked up sensitive social issues and depicted them artistically in their novels. On one hand, we have Dickens, who provide novels full of overflowing emotions, where on the other hand, William Thackeray wickedly satirizes hypocrisy and greed in his novels. For example, his masterpiece Vanity Fair. Emily Bronte's single novel Wuthering Heights has proved to be one of the 19th century's most disturbing yet popular masterpieces. The fine conventional novels of Emily's sister Charlotte Bronte are Jane Eyre and Villette. There was also one girl called Mary Ann Evans who appeared in 1860s and 70s. She used to publish her novels by the male pen name George Eliot because during Victorian age people would prefer reading male authors and showed less seriousness towards female writers. One more novelist, George Meredith, produced comic novels noted for their psychological perception. Anthony Trollope was remarkable for his sequences for related novels that explored socio-political and religious life in England. Thomas Hardy's profoundly pessimistic novels were all set in harsh Midland country he called Wessex. Samuel Butler produced novels satirizing the Victorian ethos. The most prominent poet of the Victorian age was Alfred Lord Tennyson. His poetry was a fine blend of social certainty and religious doubt, which reflected the age. He held the title of Poet Laureate for over 40 years. Robert Browning's mastery over the dramatic monologue made him one of the foremost Victorian poets. Rudyard Kipling is one of the best poets and storyteller of the late Victorian age. He is known as inventor in the art of short story. His children books are classics. Some religious poets of the Victorian age are Francis Thompson, Alice Meynell, Christina Rossetti and Lionel Johnson.